And this time, things might actually change. No one said it aloud, but deep down we held the same hope. When society stagnates for too long, people stop trusting systems and start trusting souls. This isn't a political fluke, it's a pattern of collective psychology repeated throughout history. When the mechanisms fail us, we look for a leader's silhouette. Politics shifts here from debate to drama. Every story has a template, the weak against the strong, a lone soul defying a massive structure. A framework we've seen countless times in cinema and prose. It requires no explanation. We choose our side by intuition. This is how a hero is born. Regardless of their own intent, the person staying at the center of the story becomes an icon. An icon is not a person, it is a vessel where people deposit their anger, their hope, and their morality. The same happens in sports. A star athlete is more than just talent. They are burdened with a myth. This person will save us. When they lose, the fans bleed more than the athlete, because it isn't a game that broke, it's the myth. Political heroes share this structure. Most believe they support a candidate for their policy, but the reality is different. People vote for a posture, how they get angry, how they refuse to back down, how they embrace their isolation. This is what moves the heart. They say politics is driven by logic, but support is driven by emotion. This isn't good or evil, it is the human specification. And here lies a quiet danger. The birth of a hero is a blessing at the same time. It is a harbinger of ruin. Expectations do not grow slowly. They inflate all at once and they collapse just as fast. This isn't a betrayal, it is structural. Humans place upon a single person a weight of meaning no one can bear. Myths are not built to last, not because someone made a mistake, but because the myth itself burns at a heat too high to survive. When the hero falls, people feel betrayed, but was it the person who truly fell? Or was it the story we created? In the next chapter we witness the moment the myth shatters.
It always begins with a faint sound. Not anger, not disappointment. Just a sense of weight, what? Many must remember the same moment. The hero hasn't changed. What they say, what they do might be the same as before. Still something is different. This is where the myth begins to crack. People do not simply want to know the outcome, they want to grieve together. This is the emotional structure of politics. In the moment of defeat, supporters do not seek analysis, they seek resonance. But when the hero remains calm, a disconnect is born. Calmness is a virtue, rationality is a necessity, but stories are driven by emotion. The moment the hero sits in the observer's chair, supporters cease to be comrades and become an audience. An audience can leave their seats at any time. What is happening here is not betrayal, it is a shift in roles. The hero moved from the battlefield to the commentary booth. The supporters moved from participants to viewers. The myth cannot survive this configuration. A story can only exist in the form of fighting together. At first justice provides comfort. It draws a line in an ambiguous world, showing direction amidst confusion. But when justice is exposed, its nature changes. Justice always invites comparison, the right side and those who are not. The moment this line becomes fixed, the movement shifts from salvation to selection. The air of selection manifests in words, jokes fade, dissent looks like the enemy. Voices grow louder. At this point, some supporters unconsciously keep their distance. It is not a betrayal, it is self-preservation. Humans cannot long love a space where they are constantly put on trial. Absolute justice creates tension long before it creates peace. The moment a movement becomes the right place, it becomes an uncomfortable place to be. Competent people are not hated, they are simply hard to empathize with. This distinction is critical. People admire those they can respect, but they choose those they can be wrong with. Confidence looks like condescension, rationality looks like coldness, silence looks like indifference. These are not facts, they are matters of perception. But politics moves in the world of perception. The more competent one is, the more they are isolated. Ability creates the myth, at the same time it destroys the myth. The moment respect outweighs empathy, support quietly drifts away. No one is angry, distance has simply grown. The end of a myth always arrives in silence. A myth does not shatter in the moment of failure. It shatters in the moment it is no longer understood. Once it crumbles, what does the movement become? What does a group become once they have lost their hero? In the next chapter, we examine that structure.
Enthusiasm is fuel, and fuel eventually burns out. In the beginning, it was a festival. Everyone looked in the same direction, shouted the same words, and believed in the same future. That sense of unity is powerful. It is here that the movement accelerates, but at the same time, an invisible exhaustion begins. Ideology is strong. It eliminates ambiguity, erases doubt, and provides direction. That is why people are drawn to it. But as the purity of the ideology increases, the movement hardens. A hardened movement is easily broken. The candidate becomes an icon. An icon is not allowed to be human. They cannot hesitate. They cannot voice weakness. They cannot show fatigue. This is where the human is consumed. Supporters do not do this out of malice. It is simply that expectation turns into pressure, and before long the candidate becomes the fuel. They become an existence required to keep burning. This is not a betrayal.
It is structural. To maintain the ideology, the person is consumed. This is the structure of the human sacrifice. Supporters also become exhausted. A movement that must always maintain a high heat does not allow for rest. Doubt looks like betrayal, fatigue looks like weakness. So people fall silent. They leave while remaining silent.
Behind the enthusiasm, a quiet falling away begins. revolution is high maintenance. To maintain a myth, constant stimulation is required. An enemy, a crisis, a dramatic development. The story cannot rest. But reality returns to the ordinary. Society moves slowly, systems are sluggish. Here, a gap is born. The speed of the movement and the speed of reality fall out of sync. Enthusiasm turns into fatigue. People return to their daily lives. A myth cannot endure the mundane. This is where the movement collapses. It is not that someone betrayed it. The fuel efficiency simply didn't match. A movement does not break when it is defeated by an enemy. It breaks when it burns out from its own heat. Is there a way to stop this cycle? Is a movement possible that does not destroy the myth nor the person? In the next chapter, we consider the conditions for that.
It is not the enemy that breaks a movement. It is internal overheating. And every group requires a mechanism to cool it down. In biological terms, it is the immune system. The body monitors not just external threats, but its own runaway reactions. A movement shares this structure. It cannot survive on enthusiasm alone. The believers are the antibodies. They fend off external attacks, they protect the ideology, they spread the movement. Antibodies are necessary, but a body of only antibodies begins to attack itself. This is where immune surveillance becomes essential. The person standing on the boundary, one who exists in a place that is neither inside nor out. They support, but they do not dissolve into the mass. They walk alongside while maintaining distance. This presence pulls the movement back from becoming a religion. The boundary dweller is not the enemy. They are a repair mechanism. Not a foreign object, but an immune function. A movement that loses this role will inevitably purify itself. And purification is the shortest route to self-destruction. The person on the boundary requires a unique ethic. If this is mistaken, the observer becomes a new power. The first principle is simple. Do not become a superior judge. The moment you place yourself on the right side, the observer becomes a preacher. Preachers are cast out. The job of the boundary dweller is not to judge. It is to place a question. The second principle offered, do not control. A movement is no one's property. The observer does not decide the direction. They simply present information. They provide the material for learning. It is up to the movement to choose. Beyond this point, the observer becomes a ruler. The third principle, do not fix your distance. The boundary is not a location. It is a motion. Sometimes entering within, sometimes stepping outside. Not too close, not too far. This fluctuation maintains the immunity. Complete neutrality does not exist. Complete assimilation does not exist. The boundary is a place of constant movement. A movement that consumes its hero will break. But a movement with a boundary will learn. Is it possible to build a system that destroys neither the myth nor the person? In the next chapter, we consider how to turn the hero into a blueprint.
Miss Shatter, this is inevitable. The question is, what remains after the break? A movement that ends by consuming its hero leaves nothing behind, but a movement that turns the hero into a blueprint can move forward. From here we speak of redesign. A the decisive layer. The operational layer consists of those who run the system. Inconspicuous, not dramatic, but unstoppable. They maintain the ordinary. The decisive layer, meanwhile, is responsible for the myth. They break through, they shake things up, they change the tide. When a single person is forced to carry both, a human sacrifice is born. By dividing the roles, the fuel efficiency aligns. The hero does not need to be ever present. They appear when necessary and then they recede. In this way, the myth is absorbed into the system. The greatest reason the movement fails to expand is not its ideology. It is the language. Justice is a powerful word, but it creates distance. That is why translation is required. Justice inquiry, not this is right, but is this right for us? Preaching dialogue, not a declaration from above, but a conversation from beside. Ideology connection, not abstraction, but a point of contact with daily life. Translation is not a compromise, it is an expansion. By changing into language that can be understood, the ideology spreads. A movement that only protects its purity will close itself off. Only a movement that translates will endure. This is the most important part. Turning charisma into a system, breaking down individual ability into a reproducible struck. Converting, they did it because they're special. Into anyone can do this. A myth cannot be reproduced, a blueprint can. When a movement matures, the structure, not the person, becomes the protagonist. The hero does not disappear, the rule changes. From the one running at the front to the architect, only here does the myth outlive its own lifespan. A movement that waits for a hero will break. Only a move that builds a system will remain. Enthusiasm changes the moment. Structure changes the era. Both are necessary. But if the order is mistaken, the person is broken. Whether a movement continues or not is decided here.